Hi everybody, my name is John Cadu and they call me the Beef Boss, and I'm the thriller on the griller. And I'm here for Tender Meat Poland to show you the beef brief. Everything you need to know about cooking a steak in less than 3 minutes. Let's go! Today's topic is the tri-tip. These come already portioned for you. Look at that amazing marbling. Already built in for you. All that fat, all that juice. Already built in, ready to go on the grill. These come from, again, down there, down on the muscle, on the animal, where there's a lot of movement, so it's always gonna be really, really great. If you want, this fat is super, super tasty. So what I always do with this is I like to make a little bit of a mark in my fat so that I get lots of exposure to all that heat on my big, beautiful grill. We're gonna be cooking this on gas today, and it's gonna be super fantastic. I can even go from the side and cut it down like that. It's really easy to prepare. Just make a couple of cuts to make it nice. This muscle is never gonna be as tender as your strip loin or your ribeye from up the back of the animal, but it's gonna have amazing, amazing flavor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little rub for this. It's gonna be super tasty. We're gonna take always a little bit of salt, a little bit of paprika in there, a little pinch of garlic powder, some chili, because I like a little bit of heat. I like things a little bit spicy. I'm a spicy guy. A little touch of sugar, and a little secret ingredient, a little bit of coffee. Gives it a little wake up. When you're having this, oh, I feel good. I don't know what's going on. I'm a little wake up. I'm ready to go. So we make our little rub there. And again, whenever I'm cooking great American beef from Tender Meat Poland, I always just use a nice clean oil. Nice and simple. And I always rub down my steak. That's what I do. I rub my steak down. I don't rub my grill down. I don't put this in a pan. It doesn't matter if you're cooking this in a pan at home, or in the charcoal, or in a grill pan, or on the gas. I always put a little bit of oil on my steak. I don't put it in my pan because I don't want it smoking like crazy. Then I hit it with my beautiful rub. Look at that. Oh my God, it smells so good. And that coffee is like a little pick-me-up in the afternoon. People will just go, it just adds a really amazing flavor, and people go, what's that flavor? I never tasted it. And they don't realize that you put a little bit of coffee in there. And then look at that, just soak up all that beautiful marinade in there, get it on that fat so it's all crispy in there afterwards. And then, I don't know if you know this, but in South America they use a different muscle called the picanha. It's different, it's on the back side of the animal, but it's actually more expensive in South America than the beef tenderloin. And look at this muscle right here. It's almost the same shape, and that's screaming at me. Look at that, rodizio. They call them a rodizio grill. So I have a nice skewer here, and I just stick it right through. Yeah! And then that way, all the meat in the middle stays nice and rare, and all that fat on the outside stays nice and crispy and golden brown. That's what we're after. All that great feeding, all that stuff that we've been doing down in the United States, lots of carbohydrate, all that beautiful fat, and we're gonna crisp that up. Now, these steaks aren't massive, so I gotta make sure that I got a nice hot grill. I know I'm blazing hot right now because I was been working on this for a while. Always make sure I got a nice clean grill, right? Make sure. Just give it a little wipe, and then I do take yourself a little bit of paper towel soaked in oil, and just make sure there's no black marks on your grill, and that'll make sure you get a nice clean marks on your steak. You're not gonna add extra other flavors off of it. And then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna start this on the fat. So we're gonna stick it like that. Boom! Look at that, just like that. This one here, we're gonna throw it on like that. Boom! Let her go, and we get that flavor. Now, because these steaks are a little bit smaller, we can use, they're a bit thick, but they're not really thick enough to use a probe. But you can try it if you want. You got these great probes everywhere now. They're available wherever you want to go. And then we also use another technique. We use the finger technique. I think there's one where you touch your ear and touch your nose, but I can't remember it because I'm a simple guy. So all we do is we take our hand, we open it up, and we feel that. And we look, that's a rare piece of meat. And then we touch our first finger and we have medium rare. And then we go to the middle finger, medium. Then the last finger, almost last finger, medium well. And then our pinky, well done. And that tightens the meat. So when you see in restaurants, when they're touching that meat like that, they're not doing anything crazy. All they're doing is trying to feel the meat. And when you do this as long as I have, believe it or not, I've been cooking meat for now probably about 30 years. And you know what I had for lunch today? I had steak for lunch. I love a great steak. I opened a restaurant that has lobster, and a good friend of mine loves lobster, but I don't eat lobster no more. I like steak because it's the best thing ever, and it makes me feel good. But look at that. Look at all that beautiful color we're getting off of that. And then our little sort of our rodizio, our half a picanha, we're gonna do that. If we have an old can sitting around, it's a good little trick. If I close my barbecue like that, what we're doing is making an oven. I don't want to bake my meat, I want to grill my meat. So if I just take my old can here and I put it down, right down the side there, it just leaves a little bit of air inside, and that way I don't get a baking effect, I get a roasting effect, and that's what I want. I want high heat and lots of grill, lots of flavor. Barbecues are really expensive pieces of equipment, and they're very dangerous pieces of equipment. So don't leave it sitting around. Don't walk away from your grill, because you can get a big fire real fast, and you don't want that. You want to be safe all the time. People ask me, you know, why does your food taste so good? And I said, I don't know, but I think I found the secret, and that's because I thought about, like, what's your favorite meal? I can ask 20 people, and I said, what's your favorite meal? And they'll say, my mom's ragu, my mom's pasta, my mom's steak, my mom's chicken. It's your mom. It's because she was cooking with love. And when you cook with love, it makes the food that much better. And again, in this crazy time we live in, putting a little bit of emotion and spending that a little bit extra time, talking about it with your friends and spending time with them, it's really, really valuable now. Now you look at all that, look at that. Super hot, super fast, beautiful color. I spend a lot of time on barbecue, and you know, it's a really fun thing, but the thing I love about barbecues, hey, it's an open fire, but also that it changes all the time. The temperature is always fluctuating. So you always see me messing around with these dials. I'm listening to my meat. Oh, what did you say there? It's a little bit rare still. So I want to get a little bit more fire. I'm always listening. I'm listening to the crackle, listening to the sizzle, talking to my friends, listening to great music, having a great time in front of the barbecue. And then I ask my friends, what do you want? You want a rare? You want to, look at that, right? All this beautiful stuff. That comes from animals that have been out there having a great time out there. And you know what we call that in the business? We call that GBD. Golden brown delicious. And that's what we're after. I'm not after these lines, I'm after flavor, flavor, flavor. That's what I'm always after. How do I make it better? How do I make it the best steak you've ever had in your life? Doesn't matter what steak it is, it's what I put into it that makes a big, big difference. Look, I'm not smashing that piece of steak there. I'm not beating it up. The same thing with a burger. You go to a restaurant, you see this guy put a burger on the grill, smash that steak, smash that burger. What do you want to smash? All that juice is in the burger. Don't leave the juice on the table. Give it to your customer. That's where all the flavor is. That's where we're after. All those beautiful juices. That's what we want. We want to keep that for our customers. So we're always thinking how to be more gentle, how to make it better. That's what we're always after. What? What'd you say? We're still a little bit rare. I want to bring this up. This piece of meat does a little bit better when it's a little bit higher temperature. If you want to eat it rare, eat it rare. That's your choice. I'm going to have another steak for my afternoon snack, and I want it medium rare, medium. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit longer than that. Beautiful, beautiful piece of meat. Golden brown and delicious. Now we're just going to be up there. And we have what's known in the business as carry over cooking. And that means if I take that off, let's say, for example, I'm probably about 47, 48 right there. When I leave this for a couple of minutes, it'll keep on going up a little bit. It'll probably hit 50, 52. And that's where I want to be. For my steak, that's where I like to be, 50, 52 degrees Celsius. These ones are still a little bit rare, but I don't want any more color on them because I've already got a beautiful dark color on that. So I'm going to move them over on a slower part of my grill. I'm always listening. I'm always paying attention. I'm always being as safe as I possibly can. It's been about 5 or 6 minutes. You don't want to rest it too much because you don't want all those juices to leave the meat. You want to have some of that juice staying inside the meat. If I was to cut this when I took it off the grill, it would go full of juices everywhere. Depending on the thickness of your steak, the thicker the steak, the longer you let it rest. The thinner the steak, the less you let it rest. It's just a rule of thumb. When I was cooking this, I was like, oh yeah, we'll just do a quick rub and we'll slice it up, it'll be great. You heard me earlier, but then I was like, oh yeah, I got some beautiful limes. I think I'll do some lime. And I got some chili, because I like it, you know me, I like it a little bit spicy. So while I'm cutting up my beef, I'm gonna throw this right on the grill. Get a little flavor on my lime. And then, like I always say, there's my Brazilian style tri-tip. Totally different than anyone else is doing around here. And again, a little bit of richness, butter. Now, remember where butter comes from, right? It's like a match made in heaven. Little bit of butter, little bit of beef. That's what we like. I'm the beef boss, I can do whatever I want. I'm the boss of this beef and I'm gonna do it. We got some beautiful grilled tomatoes, super fresh. We got a couple of nice mushrooms. We got some shimiji mushrooms tossed in all that beautiful juice down there. And then some gorgeous green onions. Look at that. The colors, you know, we always eat with our eyes. Always, always, always flavor first, but we also eat with our eyes. So we make sure that their food looks good and tastes good. That's what's important, looking good. We finish it, a little bit of fresh salt, and I don't put pepper on at the beginning, but I put pepper on at the end. Because if you put pepper on before you grill, what happens is you're gonna burn that pepper and it's gonna get bitter on your tongue, and that's not nice. We don't wanna do that to our friends and family. Oh, I can hear the grill talking to me. Ooh-wee, that looks good. Now, we see, again, we talk about trying to improve our tenderness. We see the muscles going this way, so I know I'm gonna cut it this way. I'm using different techniques to make sure that I improve the tenderness of that piece of meat. And if I cut across the grain, then it makes it more tender. And the other thing is, if I cut it down here, nobody gets any fat. But if I cut it up here, everybody gets a little bit of fat. And that's what makes it really tasty. A little bit of fat, a little bit of fire, a little bit of flavor. That's what's really great, you know? It's all about sharing these experiences and serving. Look at that piece, so look at all that golden brown. That's gonna be so much flavor. This one a little bit rare from my brother over there. So good. We put that right there, a nice little portion. You could put this on tacos. It'll blow your mind how good it is. You could do hard tacos, you could do soft tacos. You could put this on an avocado salad with a nice fresh vinaigrette. That'll be the best salad you ever had in your life. On a nice bed of arugula. There's just so many things you can do with this. And look at that. I'm gonna put a little chili right there. One of these chilies, we're gonna slice this up. I don't wanna make it too hot for everybody around me, but you know me, I like it a little bit spicy because I'm a little bit spicy. And I'm gonna just slice that up. I used to live in Bangkok, Thailand for a couple of years. Amazing city, amazing flavors, fresh, beautiful, bright. You know, really, really amazing. Some chili, some beautiful lime juice. Oh my God, it looks so good. Like I said, I had beef for lunch. Guess what I'm gonna have for my afternoon snack? I'm gonna have more beef. A little bit of salt, boom, shalakalaka. And a little bit of fresh pepper, and there you have it. Tri-tip, a couple of different ways, rodizio style, on the barbecue. We use our techniques of cutting to make it more tender, and then make it great. A little bit of fat, a little bit of flavor, a little bit of juice. Grass, sun, cattle, love. Thank you everybody for joining me. Tendermeat.Poland, US beef checkoff. Eat more beef. Let's get it on.